Are we still recording? Let's stop that. Welcome one and all to yet another season finale of Nerd Central. It's been quite a time, I must say, but on the behalf of the whole Nerd Central crew, we're glad you took this journey with us. It's been a busy time for all of us here, so we're going to give the news a break this week, but fear not, we'll be back in full swing in next season. That's why for today, we'll bring you some highlights from this wonderful show of ours. Have a look. Just like every Andrew Tate fan, you guys should shut up.
The game's being mean right now. Whatever, yeah, keep staring, keep staring.
Yeah.
Oh, they're making us. Oh my God, they had the fade on, so we kissed.
That's when I'm happiest. If I want to
murder everybody, I can do that. If I want to,
be a good person.
I know, it's crazy, because it's clearly me. It's clearly me. I know it, guys.
Plus, it's a movie about killing Nazis, which who cannot get behind that? But yeah, I think that was good. Way to go, everyone. I love you all. All right. What?
However, the police are here.
What?
As we speak.
Why? You don't. It's just.
producer of Nerd Central, you have committed heinous crimes against Shinzu and her people. What say you in your defense?
What? I swear I'm sorry. Hey!
Tom Hanks was never sent to space, that we know of.
You had in your PDP, where
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Get the Clip. Alright, what's the nerd?
Let's go. I can't tell at all.
I knew he was gonna do my secret monsters. Remember, the rich will do anything for the poor except get off their backs. Always remember, our invasion of Iraq was nothing short of barbaric imperialism. And always respect other people's pronouns. Always remember, removing a woman's right to choose is removing a fundamental part of democracy. Always unionize your workplace. Remember, the elites are scared of class solidarity. Have a good night! Another way we would like to celebrate this season of Nerd Central, we had the crew put together the last packs to highlight everything that they did. So here comes the last where it all began, Anime Stitch, and Get the Clip of this season. Take it away, guys.
Hey everyone, I'm your host Jessica Dobbs, and welcome to Where It All Began. So we're gonna switch it up a bit. Instead of talking about one person, I'm gonna be rating my top 3 of my favorite celebrities that I've talked about this season on Nerd Central. Let's get started. Let's start with number 3, which is Bo Burnham. I talked about him in earlier episodes of the season. Yes, I know, way back when, but anyways, Burnham was one of my favorite people to talk about, and it was only the beginning of the season. He is number 3 on my list because I enjoyed learning about him in different ways than many. Burnham was an icon to my generation before he was considered a celebrity. He released many projects over the years and has inspired the generation to be who they are today. At number 2, this group was talked about in a recent episode, but was one of my favorite topics to tell you about. They take the number 2 spot. This group of boys grew up in the spotlight. Even though they were not your typical band that had to be picture perfect identity, why don't we broke the stereotypical boy band types and started to act like a band, not like a singing and dancing one? With all legal issues aside, they still love music with all their hearts and did not let that stand in their way. And yes, I am still sad. Before we get to number 1, let's do a little recap on who I did each week. And yes, these are going to be in order. Starting with week 1, Niall Horan, Sheryl Crow, Bo Burnham, Daniel Radcliffe, Lizzo, Markiplier, Why Don't We, Zendaya, Alex Warren, and Harry Styles. I can't believe that's already been a whole season of Where It All Began. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, the number 1 spot. Drumroll, please. My number 1 for this season was Zendaya. Be shocked I did not say Harry Styles. He was the last person I talked about on the season, so it wasn't fair to make him number 1. Anyways, Zendaya is an icon in today's movie and TV industry. I never knew that she did so many projects when she was young and had a growing fan base only at the age of 9. I could go on for another 5 minutes talking about projects that Zendaya was involved in, but Porter might not be happy with me. Thank you guys for joining me here on this season of Where It All Began. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe to KNWT. I am your host, Jessica Dobbs, signing off for this season, and I will see you nerds later.
Hello one and all, and welcome to the final episode of Anime Stitch. I'm your host, Olivia Williams, here to talk about anything anime, from the classics to the brand new, and anywhere in between. And today, I'm going to be talking about my favorite segments I've talked about here on Anime Stitch and why. Let's begin. The first one I wanted to talk about is episode 5, where I talked about good animes to start with. I really wanted to make this episode for the longest time because as someone who just jumped into the world of watching animes, I had no idea where to begin. I didn't know what good animes were there to start with or what type of genres there were. And so for the longest time, I was a bit confused and honestly overwhelmed on what I should watch. And I wish I had something to watch to suggest good animes to me, like I did for you guys on episode 5. So other people who want to get started with animes have a good idea which animes to watch. The next one I wanted to talk about ties into the first episode pretty well, and that is episode 6, where I talked about good animes to watch on Netflix. The good thing about anime is that you can pretty much watch it anywhere, on Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, and even on Adult Swim. And I liked this episode because it opens your eyes to more animes to watch. And it gives you the chance to see other animes that you may never be able to see since some of them are exclusive to certain streaming services. The last one I wanted to talk about is episode 9, where I talked about good animes that were originally mangas. One of my goals here on Anime Stitch was to show you that there are many ways you can enjoy anime, either through the actual TV show, movies, or through mangas. Because just like written books, when they get turned into TV shows or movies, you end up losing some of the context and emotions from the characters in the story. And by reading the manga, you get those details back. You also get information about your favorite characters that you'll never get from the actual TV show. But that's all the time I have for you for this week on Anime Stitch. I hope this season opened up your eyes more into the world of anime, and maybe you'll give them a try. But I'm your host, Olivia Williams, and this was Anime Stitch. Bye-bye!
This week, we're going to be taking a look at all of the episodes and give you a sneak peek at the behind the scenes on some of the effects I did this season. Welcome to Get the Clip. This season of Get the Clip was inspired by a few things. First was a massive amount of After Effects and Premiere Pro tutorials on how to do the effects that I made throughout the season. Second was YouTubers, like Insider, Fame Focus, Captain Disillusion, and Corridor Crew. And last is watching a lot of old classics and catching up on how special effects were made back then and comparing them to now. Next, let's take a look at a few of my favorite moments. All right, so today we're going to be setting up the dolly shot, or the dolly is going to go right here, and our actor is going to be right here. We've got Kaylin here, who's going to be acting. So, we ready? Let's get set up.
So recording this, I had absolutely no idea what a pack was at the time. I just knew I wanted to do one, and I had no idea that they were just going to be 3 minutes. So whenever I first edited this together, it ended up being 5, and there were so many takes that were cut, and it just looks like it was done in one. And you'll see right here.
Shoot! My dad died.
That took about an hour. This first episode was so much fun to film, just being one of the first episodes that I filmed during this semester, and figuring out the editing process to make one of these was just so much fun. Figuring out how to put everything together and make it entertaining to watch. And there's Blake shooting me with the Nerf gun. This episode was just a lot of fun to make, as one of the first ones that I was able to make here. Plus I'm playing with the slow motion camera there, the Z cam that you can see me recording with back there. And then now I've got a 360 camera spinning over my head, just hundreds of dollars spinning in the air, and I absolutely love the sequence that came out because of it. It's so ridiculous. Amazing.
I will say putting this show together this semester has been challenging. Getting together people was always easy. People around here love to help, but figuring out what I can actually do was definitely the hardest part. That and getting myself on camera was also hard because I definitely belong behind it, but it was a ton of fun learning how to make all of this happen. The season of Get the Clip has been amazing to make, and I just want to take the time to thank everyone that helped with the show this season. I will say without the help of everyone who came on the show, all of this would have not been possible. And with that, that is a wrap on this season of Get the Clip. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see all of you back on Nerd Central very soon. See ya.
Excellent work, everyone. And to keep the fun times rolling, let's hear about Olivia's favorite memory from this season.
So my favorite memory from the season happens behind the scenes. And we have a fun time here on Nerd Central.
That is true.
And one thing we love to do is mess with the green screen that we have behind us that shows the lovely Nerd Central logos. And the one moment is we put a fish on there, and we had Tyrell and Porter like try to fight the fish and get rid of it. And it was just a fun moment to have.
That was a pretty scary fish, if I do remember myself.
It was right above your head. It was right here. It was coming for you.
That is true. Well, thank you so much, Olivia. We'll be back after the break.
KZLX is a student-run radio station where Northwest students have complete freedom during their shifts. KZLX also hosts mini radio shows such as Nerdmageddon, Revive, Day-to-Day Picks, and more. To learn more, visit kzlxfm.com.
Hey, have you been? Oh, nothing much. Yeah, I'd love to chat soon. I've just been really busy recently. Yeah, I could probably squeeze you in. Let me check. Let's see. How about Wednesday at 6? Alright, sounds good. See you then.
And we're back. So next, let's hear from Libby about your favorite memory from Nerd Central.
So my favorite memory from like this past season is on Rumor Has It with Bree and I. When we brought Jason Holland on to our show one week. It was super fun. Lots of laughs were made that day. A lot of really good fun core memories, and all around just a great experience. Those are two of like the most genuine people that I've met. So it was really, really fun.
Oh yeah, man. When Jason Holland is on the scene, bro, he just brings so much excitement. We love that man. We love that man. Well, thank you so much, Livy, but why don't we show the audience your guys' final pack? Then we'll be followed by Caleb.
It's time to put all the rumors aside. It hurts me to say this is the last episode for the spring of 2023, but don't fret, because we have an amazing show for y'all. This is Rumor Has It.
This week's episode might look a little different than what you're used to. We will be going over our favorite rumors that we've spilled this semester, starting with Top Gun Maverick. I feel like the reason that I loved the episode so much is because you and I got to talk about how it is, you know, to be women in, like, on the face of something that big.
The main reason like why I like the Top Gun Maverick episode was just because like how you said, you know, I'm a bigger girl and everything, so it's like I can like feel her pain. It's like, you know, we're never gonna be that little petite size and everything. So I feel like if you are very good at acting, that's the whole point of the job. Like it shouldn't really matter what your appearance looks like. If you're good at what you do, then that should, you know, really all that matters. On to rumor number 2, the royal family and gets Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
I loved this episode so much because we got to talk about one of my favorite people, Princess Diana.
Princess Di, like what everyone loved about her was that she was not your normal royal family. Like she
was breaking every rule and every stereotype, and I loved it.
People loved her because like she was just so real.
And the moment you've all been waiting for, the number one rumor, Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox.
This one was probably one of our best ones I think we've done.
I would also agree.
Just because they're like we were both so into it and everything, and just because there's been a lot of stuff happening between them, between like the ring And then
That was my favorite part to cover because that ring is just so bizarre and outrageous.
Like, it's one of those things, it's like, oh, that's really cool because it was like each other's birthstone and like the intertwining of like, was it the vines or whatever?
But then when you learned that when she tried to take it off, I cut her.
Yeah, no, I thought that was just
baffling.
I thought that was just a little weird, but that's just my personal opinion. And like a little update for that, I've like read an article that they have been doing better. You know, they've been going out like on public and everything.
I really do.
So like, you know, I hope everything works out for them.
Me too.
That is all the time we have for this highlight episode. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you to Libby for not only putting up with me, but being one of the best co-hosts I could ask for, and to everyone who has helped us put this show together. I've had the best time and cannot wait to see what new rumors are going to be stirring up when we come back in August.
Thank you so much to my co-host Bree, as I'm certain that she's wanted to quit the show many, many times, but has graciously chosen to ride this crazy wave with me. And a special thank you to everyone who has chosen to watch Rumor Has It and has stayed up with us through our highs and lows. It wouldn't have been possible without the support from each and every one of you.
I'm BreAnna.
I'm Libby.
See you next season.
Hello and welcome to the Nerd Review, the show where I review anything and everything that is, well, pop culture. My name is Caleb Jones, and throughout the whole year I've been making these little videos that are so mediocre that it practically deserves an award for being so average. So I thought I would highlight some of the best moments to ever happen to the Nerd Review and have a little bit of fun with it. So, without further ado, some of the best moments from the Nerd Review. Please enjoy. I forgot to record lines. Hit it. Oh my god. I could start crying. Chef P stated in a live on TikTok that she doesn't need the approval or the FDA since it's not a medical product.
Talking about FDA approved. What do you mean FDA approved? I don't sell medical products. The pink sauce is not a medical product. Make it make sense.
Overall, they seem to enjoy it. A little bit more in depth on trying to be with the building itself. The building does taste a little well built, but I'm pretty sure the building could be built a little better. Thank you all so much for joining me on the Nerd Review. I don't know what to really say, but thanks. Bye.
Lastly, before the finale, let's bring on Caleb to tell us your favorite memory from being here.
Wow, my favorite memory. My favorite memory would have to be whenever Joe took charge of Nerd Central and had Porter arrested. And
I do that. You did.
It was very funny because I got to see a police officer act really mean towards Porter. It was one of the weirdest things I ever saw. But you know what? Say, Tyrell, what's been your favorite memory from Nerd Central?
Well, I mean, now that you mention it, my favorite memory specifically is in regards to Porter. All right, where he told us his deepest, darkest secret about Nerd Central.
All right.
Well, thank you so much, Caleb, for coming up. And up next, we have the last segment of What's the Nerd. And don't worry, we did not forget about Joe.
Here are the 2022 KNWT Missouri BA Award winners. Amazing Things, 3rd place for documentary film. Channel 8 News, honorable mention for news show. And Nerdmageddon, 1st place for podcasts.
This week on Channel 8 News, we see an overview of this season's news, sports, and community events, highlighting some of the best moments in the Northwest and Maryville community.
For the stories that matter to you, watch new episodes of Channel 8 News at 9 a.m. every Monday on our YouTube page at KNWT TV.
Well, folks, welcome back to the last What's the Nerd of the season. On today's episode, you know him, you love him, everyone's favorite, Joe Jinks. Joe? Oh, let me try this.
What the f? Where am I?
No need to worry about that. I have something important to tell you.
Are you finally shaving that dead rat off your face?
Well, I have to say, hey! No. Anyways, I've been thinking, I've been with Nerd Central for 2 years now, right? And it's been one of the best parts of my life. But I think it's time for me to try something new, and I need someone who I can trust to captain the boat.
I literally don't know what to say. The prompter's telling me to improv, so.
Well, Joe, that's because it's up to you now. I think I want you to be the new captain, the new team member, the new producer of Nerd Central. It's gonna be a rough ride. There's gonna be a lot of rough and tumble seas out there, but I trust you fully.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Amen. And like the producer before me, I now bestow upon you the SSD that captures it all. Use with pride, Joe.
Thank you, Porter. I am so excited to take this show and take what you have done and take what everyone has done before you and just take that to 11.
And I believe that you will do that because I have full faith in you, Joe. But I want to ask you one thing. What has been your favorite memory of Nerd Central?
My favorite memory of Nerd Central has probably just been every week being on a show like this. Like it's weird because every time I try to think of it, I can't find a specific one. It's just every single week coming together to make this show has been absolutely amazing. The community here is amazing. The people on the show itself are fantastic. And it's like everyone here's family. And I never had that before, and it's just been amazing.
Well, to the people of Nerd Central, to my wonderful crew, you have all been so amazing. I have been so happy to work with each and every one of you. And I just want to thank you all. You are forever part of my family. Thank you so much, everyone. Well, folks, that's it for Nerd Central this season and my involvement with the show. I'll be moving on to new endeavors right here on KNWT. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and always remember, love each other, no matter the background, for love is how we combat hate. Have a good night.
Wait, but if this is here.
Hey, maybe you can, I don't know, suspend your disbelief? Do you think the audience knows that? I actually kind of want to put that in somewhere. Mute me.